Hello my dear viewers, you are most welcome and thanks for watching. If you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe and hit the notification button such that you are notified whenever I upload a new video. Post content about mathematics every week, post at least 2 videos. So tonight we are going to derive the quadratic formula by completing squares. And in here we have steps taken. So we have step 1, so that transfer the constant term to the other side of the equation. Then step number 2, make the coefficient of 1 by dividing through both sides. Then 3, add on each side the square of half the coefficient of x. So we are going to see this. Then lastly, we factorize the left hand side and then we make x the subject. So we are saying that our quadratic equation is of the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0, where the a, b, and c are constants, and the a has never been 0. For us to have that as a quadratic expression or quadratic equation. Now we can kickstart. We are having now our expression as a x squared plus b x plus c equals to 0. Now step 1, it says transfer the constant term the other side of the equation. We are going to transfer this c, which is the constant in this equation, to the right hand side. Now we are going to have our a x squared plus b x plus c minus c equals to our 0 minus c. So we are having ax squared plus bx equals to negative c. Then we move on to the second step. We make the coefficient of 1 by dividing throughout. So we are going to make the coefficient on x squared to be 1. So we can have it as the ax squared, which is plus bx equaling to negative c. So we are dividing through by a, divide through by a, then divide through by a, such that we can have x squared plus the b out of a x equals to the negative c divided by a. So that's now the third step. Let's move on to the next step. So that add on each side the square of half the coefficient of x. So now here we come, the coefficient of x. So the coefficient of x here is the b divided by a. And what the other is saying, they are meaning that we get our x squared plus the b divided by a x plus the square of half the coefficient of x, which means that we have b divided by, now we are having this to have now b divided by a, and we are saying square it squared equals to the negative c divided by a plus what we have done on the left hand side, we do it also on the right hand side. So then from this this expression, when we factorize as we go to our last step, that's step number 4, we are going to factorize. The whole of this as we factorize is the same as x plus the b divided by the 2a, then the whole of it squared equaling to the negative c divided by a plus this now b squared divided by the 4a squared. Then let's simplify the one on the right hand side. So here we are still having x plus the b divided by the 2a into squared equaling to the LCM here is 4a squared. Then 4a squared divided by a, we are getting 4a. Then times c, we are having negative 4ac plus 4a squared divided by 4a squared, that's 1 times b squared, we have the b squared. Then next, we are having the x plus b divided by 2a into squared equals to, so we can now begin with the b, the positive coefficient. This is the same as the b squared minus the 4ac divided by the a squared. So from this part, we can now take our square root on both sides. So we are going to say this and then this. So long as we introduce this, we just say a plus or minus there and then, because the square root of any number is either positive or negative. This square root takes cancels with these two, so we are going to have x plus b divided by 2a equals to the plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 4a squared. We have the numerator, which is the b squared minus 4ac, and then the denominator, but the whole of it under the square root. So we can now split this and have this side, we can have x plus b divided by 2a equals to the plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by the square root of 4a squared. And now we see on the right, the square root of 4a squared is just 2a, such that we have a plus b divided by the 2a equals to the plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. So now the next step is to collect like terms. How we are going to take this b divided by 2a on the right hand side. So we said that when it crosses over the right hand side, it's going to become minus. So we are going to have the x plus the b divided by the 2a minus b divided by the 2a equals to, so we can now begin with it, negative b divided by the 2a plus or minus the square root of the b squared minus 4ac divided by the 2a. And now on the right hand side, we see that the denominator is the same. The denominator is the same. We are having the 2a here, also the 2a. So we can now simplify this. So this side on the left, we are going to remain with our x, which equals to our negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by the 2a. This becomes our quadratic formula. So we have now derived our quadratic formula, as you can see here. It's the one we have. So if one wants to use this formula, you can just substitute in the coefficients on x squared, on x, and then the constant c, and then get the answer from there and then. So let's now have one example of how we can solve a quadratic equation by completing the square. So let's have our example. So we are saying that I solve for x into x squared minus 6x plus 4 equals to 0 by completing square. So not any other method, but by completing the square. So we can have our response. So we are having the 2x squared minus 6x plus the 4 equals to 0. So we took on the first step. We take this constant 4 on the right hand side. We are having 2x squared minus 6x plus the 4 minus 4 equals to 0 minus 4. So here we have the 2x squared minus 6x equals to the negative 4. Then from there, we have to make the coefficient on x squared here, which is 2 to be 1. How? By dividing through by 2 on the sides. So we are having the 2x squared minus 6x, which equals to the negative 4. We are dividing through by 2, divide through by 2, divide through by 2. Say that we can have this side x squared minus the 3x equals to negative 2. Then we are going to add the square over half the coefficient of x here. So we are going to have our x squared minus the 3x plus we have negative 3 out of 2, but we square it, equals to negative 2. What we have done on the left, also on the right hand side, and then we square it. So that this side, when we factorize the whole of this, we are going to have x minus the 3 divided by 2, the whole of it squared, equals to our negative 2 plus, when you square this, you're going to have a positive 9 divided by 4. Then we simplify the terms on the right hand side. This side on left we have this x minus 3 out of 2, but squared, equals to our LCM here is 4. Then 4 divided by, here we have LCM 1. I have 1. So 4 divided by 1 is 4. Then 4 times negative 2, have negative 8, plus 4 divided by 4 is 1 times 9, have 9. So when we simplify, we are having x minus the 3 out of 2 squared, equals to 1 out of 4. Then the next step is to take on the square root on both sides. So we are going to have the square root on both sides. And I say when you introduce square root, you say either positive or negative from there and then. So we are going to have this side, we're going to have x minus the 3 out of 2, equals to the plus or minus. The square root of 1 is 1, then the square root of 4 is 2. So we are having a half. So let's now cross over their sides. We are going to have our x minus the 3 out of 2 plus 3 out of 2, equals to the 3 out of 2 plus or minus a half. So we are having our x equals to 3 out of 2 plus or minus a half. So we are going to say that either x is equal to 3 divided by 2. We can now first consider plus sign, plus a half. And now in here, we are getting our x as 2. Or we are having our x equals to 3 out of 2 minus a half. Meaning that our value of x equals to 1. And therefore, the value of the values of x are 2 and 1. Or say that x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 1. So you can have our example 2. We are saying that using completing squares, so for x in, so we have 3x squared minus 8x plus 7 equals to 0. So you can try out this during your free time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.